go, y'all. Here we go.
Okay, your turn, Haley.
Yes, sir!
What's up, everybody, and welcome to The Legal Score. I am your host, Sonja. Thank you so much for joining me once again. It's such a busy June, as you all see. Today, we are live. I have my special guest with me. I'll introduce her in just a moment. It's June 24th, 2025. Y'all, we winding up June. Happy summer to everybody. As you see by the introduction, a lot of things going on in the month of June. Congratulations to my niece daughter, Pearson Haley Jones, graduated from Southwest Guilford High School in High Point, North Carolina. And Pearson graduated at the top percentage of her class, corded down, top GPA for student athletes. You name it, she'll be going to UNC Charlotte in the Queen City this fall, majoring in nursing. Super proud of her. She was all-star athlete, all-star band, cheerleading, off the campus activities with piano, tap, dance, all of that. And she was also recently pinned as a CNA. She passed her nursing certification for the state of North Carolina. Kudos to Pearson. Super proud of her. And you saw Lawson, my first son, celebrated his 8th birthday on the 12th. Happy 8th birthday to my first son. And thank you, everybody that's been following his page at Lawson Snickers. That's all one word, Snickers like the candy bar, LAWSON. And of course, happy Dad's Day to all the dads, uncles, grandfathers, father figures out there. And happy heavenly birthday to my father and my grandfathers and uncles as well. All right, y'all, now that I got all the shout outs in place, get ready for an absolutely amazing show. Go ahead and apologize in advance. I still have laryngitis from the graduation, y'all. I don't know what's going on. Feeling great, just my voice is not that great, but I am going to be feeling great by the time this show is over because I got my friend on here tonight, you guys. This is not just your average Panthers fan. She is super fan extraordinaire. She has her own podcast, her super fan channel right here on the McGrath Podcast Network. Shout out to her. She's the real creator. I always tell you guys she's the realest real creator out there all the hypeness you see behind the legal score, prim and proper sports, all things football, the Carolina Panthers, you name it. She is that lady, and she's an amazing person, a sweetheart of a friend. And I am so privileged to have her join me tonight and sit back and chat and relax. None other than my girl, the beautiful Pink Fanfur. Pink, what's up, girl? Yay!
What is up, beautiful lady? Good to see you.
I'm so glad you had time to join us tonight, and welcome once again to the Legal Score, the Prim and Proper Sports, all these football, you name it. It's just our time to relax. How you been?
I cannot complain. I have 6 off days a week, so I've been busy, just doing what I do,
Doing what you do.
creating. Yeah, just working 1 day a week and being a, a pet mom. I'm a pet mom now, so
Yes, to
yeah,
Crim, to
still trying to
Crim.
get used to that and really just kind of going through the motions as far as like supporting the women's basketball team and the women's soccer team here in the Queen City, getting ready to start up. We'll talk about the Panthers, getting ready to do training
Yes.
camp and stuff like that. And of course, I'm always supporting you and working on these reels, which I love to do. So shout out to you, Miss Prim Popper Pink and Pretty.
Listen, I appreciate that beauty, recognize beauty, I guess, because you are definitely, and you are, I tell people, Pink. So, first of all, those who don't know Pink, I don't know how you don't know her, but she is a service lady, gave so many years to the U.S. Army, retired, decorated, and does everything with a smile after everything that I'm sure you've seen and endured. Thank you so much for your service. Every time I see you, I have to tell you that on a public platform because you don't get the recognition that you often deserve. And I just want to tell you thank you so much. And thank you for continuing to share the positivity when things get tough. Believe it or not, I always remember something you've said, like in general, and I'll be like, you know what? Pink goes through stuff and she don't never complain. I don't ever hear her complain. So let me just at least, great. And what's up to some people right now? Purple Lady Ollie. Listen here, Yoli. You have changed your name so many times, girl. What's up, Yoli? Aaliyah Sandoval, what's going on, beautiful? Oh, she said she wish she had a dog. That's okay. It's never too
Oh,
late. Thank you so much for joining us on the YouTube platform, Instagram, X, and Facebook. And what's up, Evergreen? Love you as well. Thank you. Yeah, so Pink, I mean, it's a busy time in the
mhm.
Queen City. I know, see, you're there. So you get a chance to keep us, all connected here when I'm not connected. We talked about that a little bit behind the stage. I just thought about it too. Like, we are not about to sit up here with this green tonight, knowing that we got pink fan. We either gonna do a nice,
That color is gorgeous.
yeah, we're gonna do a. Oh, as soon as you said it, it
That
moved.
electric blue is
Oh, it's
popping.
so pretty. Okay, there you go. And I always try to do it, nice. But I was sitting up here trying to upload all those attachments. Brian, where are you? We know you're watching. We needed you. I didn't realize I was gonna need you, Brian B. A. Strilla, producer behind everything. So yeah, Pink. So tell us a little bit about your show because since the last time you came on, you have been fully acclimated to the podcasting world. You're not just guesting no more. You are hosting your own show. So we definitely got to make sure we give you those big ups there because that is no easy feat. Running down people and securing, the guests and all
Yeah.
this, that, and the third, and making sure. And then see, you go in costume, so you got to have time to really, stay in character. That's why tonight I was like, girl, you don't have to if you don't want to, but girl, you are always decked out, and it looks like to me like you. It looks like a lot, but it's so minimal because you already have like the features and stuff to pull it off. So kudos to you. But how is that going? Congratulations.
Well, thank you, Sonja, for having me on the show. I am so excited and very, grateful for you. You have been a
Absolutely.
beacon and a mentor for
Oh,
me. We've known each other for a long time, and I appreciate you. You're a great person as well, and I appreciate that welcome. Being a little modest, but thank you so much. You know, We started out, I think it was 2024, and you asked me, you said, "Pink, can you come on my show?" And I think it was February, and I was like, "Me? Come on your show?
On my
Me?
birthday, right?
What am I gonna talk about?" I had never been on a live show as far as being
That's
on a
exactly
podcast, and
what
I
you
didn't know.
said. What am I gonna
Yeah,
talk about?
what am I gonna talk about? And it was I remember because I was traveling and I didn't have anything really to put on because I was still like super fan Pink at that
Yo,
time as well. But went out to Walmart, bought me a little pink shirt and did a little hair, but it
I
ended up being
remember that.
you remember
I
it was
remember you were like, "Girl, I gotta go to Walmart and get a shirt." I was like, "Are you kidding me?" You were like,
watered
"Yes,
down
I'm not
version of
coming
Pink
on there."
Panther. Yeah, it was a watered down, but that was I was a little nervous because I didn't know what to talk about and I didn't know how what to expect. But I tell people like this, you never really know what impact that other people are gonna have on you. You don't know what change that other people are gonna create for you. And then I started dabbling in these reels and stuff like that with Canva and just other platforms, and I enjoyed doing that. And I started getting really better at that. And I was like thinking, okay, I really like this. I really enjoyed doing the reels, but then honestly, I actually liked doing the first show with you. And it was like, wow, okay. But then you fast forward, I watched you a lot, like,
Oh,
been on
thank
backstage with a lot of your shows, and I had never been in the podcast world until now. So you actually you're the one who actually introduced me to it. So and then if you fast forward, I guess you could say a year and a half forward, I just started my own show, Superfan Thursday, and I want to say thank you to all of you who have been following Pink Fan Fur and Company,
yes.
especially you, Sonja, especially B. He's on the ones and twos behind the scenes on the show, and the show is really about super fans for super fans, and a lot we talk about super fans and guys and girls who really just love the game, really just are super sports fanatics, but also just love what they do. And they also dress up and, outfit, but also we talk about their journey. And I have several different guests on, and we just let them talk about their journey and how they became a super fan, why they love their team. And also we talk about some things that they do in the community because people may not know that we're very community oriented people.
Mm,
So it's every Thursday at 8 p.m. and Superfan Thursday, Pink Fanfare and Company. Love it.
I love
I'm
that.
having a good time.
And let me just say, I'm always in class when you air. So I watch it late at night because anybody that knows me knows I'm up to like 4 a.m. 4 a.m. is the peak time I
Yes.
go to bed. And then, but now I've been trying to change that so that I can wake up like at 9 because I'm like, this is horrible. Like I've got to get my day started. I'm sleeping to 12 o'clock and people have texted me good morning and I'm just not responding at 12. So my good morning is not applicable no more. It's a good afternoon. And I was like, I got to do
Good
better.
day.
Yeah, I literally
Well,
wake up with
you're in school, so I know how that is, and you've got to concentrate on that Juris Doctorate. And ladies and gentlemen, and I don't know how long is until you graduate. Year she's going to be a Juris
18 months.
Doctorate.
I'm trying to
She's going
come
to
out
be
28. Yeah.
okay. She's going to be an attorney, everybody. So I appreciate that, and I
Oh,
definitely understand. So yeah, but I am supporting you 100%.
I really appreciate that. That means a lot because I mean it's a lonely road. It's a lonely road. It's when you go to school and do something else, you're just like, okay, this is something I want to do. It's got to be second nature until you're in it. And
Mhm.
it's a lonely road even with other classmates because
Yeah.
law school is not just, you're studying and making your grade. It's a comparison. So you're competing. So your A may be an A according to the book, but if there's another student that has an A, then now you're at a B because their A may have been a stronger A, which by the
Mhm.
way, no one I know has gotten an A yet in law school. So let me go ahead and put
Wow.
that out there. It's a
So,
curve. And so you are, as my grandmother used to say, a C will see you through. That's how law school is. If you could do a C or
wow.
better, you're good to
So how
go.
many C's can you get? Because I know in grad school, for me, you cannot get more than 2 C's.
C
How is that
even,
for you?
C even, not C minus, C even.
Right.
C even. If
But
you
you
get a
couldn't
C minus, that brings you down. You have to have, I think by the time you graduate, though, you have to have it pulled all the way up closer to like a B. But the first year,
okay.
they tell you that 2.0 is the cutoff. Now let's be clear, it's a depressing cutoff. I've been there and I can't even tell you like the stress. it's just like I said, it's a lonely journey. You're grateful to be there because you're like, I'm so grateful that I'm here because I know what I
Yeah.
worked to get in, and
Yeah.
it's so competitive just to get in.
Absolutely.
But then I woke up yesterday morning, like before I woke up, I was like, what am I doing? Like, I know this is something I wanted to do. I literally wasn't even out of the bed, and I was just having this thought like, I should be somewhere getting ready to go on a vacation for the summer and, enjoying my friends and family. And like, I'm over 50 now. And I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I just literally felt like that. And then I was like, nope, nope, nope. That's just to get me off track. And it's not about me. And as long as I
Right.
remember that even though it started out as a dream when I was a kid, it's not about me anymore. This is about me, that person right now that's already waiting on me. That's what it's about.
Yes.
Then I just remove, my part out of it, like me. And by the way, thank you to all the platforms that are allowing me to share this live right now. There's a lot of different NFL groups, NBA groups, hockey groups, boxing groups. Thank you all so much. And of course, those great Panthers fans groups that always let me share. And forgive my voice in advance. Pink already know beforehand. I don't know how long my voice is going to be like this. We are now, let's see, today's the 24th, 12
Mhm.
days. 12 days. This happened at the graduation, and it's actually gotten worse because I don't
You
know.
were screaming your butt off,
Really,
and
y'all,
I heard you in the
it's
promo.
it's
So
crazy.
shout out to Pearson. Can I say
It's,
real quick, congratulations, Pearson, to your beautiful niece. She is a gem, and I would say to you, Miss Lady, take on the world. It is yours. You own it. I heard your auntie screaming, and it is all worth it. So good job. Good job.
I'm so proud of Pearson. Thank
No.
you for that, Pink. I don't know why when I'm pressing her picture, but Lawson's picture is popping up. This thing is
Hey,
not look. There
Lossie.
she is. There she
Happy,
is. This
happy.
Pearson, everybody. So big kudos to her. I'm gonna be screaming her out literally until the wheels fall off because I like that auntie. So big ups to her. And she watches the show. And Pink, she's been watching some of your shows too, because she was describing some of the stuff you
Oh,
were talking about. And so the
thank
good
you.
thing is by her going to UNC Charlotte
Yeah, girl.
here in the fall, she'll be right there amongst all the Panthers fans. And
Hey.
I have agreed to let her have one of my tickets. The caveat is she has to wear at least the team's colors. She cannot go in there wearing anything else.
That's right, girl. If you need
I
some
see
pink, let
Crims
me
is back.
know.
Yes, yes. Lossie, come here. Crims is
Happy
back.
birthday, Lossie. Happy birthday to my nephew, Lossie. I
Lossie, come
see you, little
here.
boy. This is my little girl, Crimson Tide. Crimson Tide.
Hi, Crimson
Say
Tide.
hey, everybody.
Lossie's back now.
Hey.
He
Hey,
appreciates
Lossie.
all the birthday love. You guys make sure you
Hey,
follow
Lossie.
his page, Lawson Snickers. He's on Instagram and Facebook. All right, we got a comment coming in here. What's up, the official Captain Chaos? What's that? Must be one of your
Happy
people, Pink.
birthday.
Yes. I don't know why. For some
Nope, it's just
reason, you see, I'm trying to take this picture down, Pink, and it's just like hovering. So I'm trying to
where's
put
B when you need him?
right. Um, okay, maybe okay, here we go. All right, so let's put his comment up
No
now. What's
kisses.
up, Captain Chaos? Good to have you on
Captain
tonight.
Chaos.
What team
Carolina
is he
Superfans
representing?
United. Go ahead.
What team is he representing? Oh, he's Panthers.
Carolina Superfans United, Carolina
Okay.
Panthers, Captain Chaos, the official one of our members of Carolina Superfans United, founder, the Mad Cata.
Oh, okay. I'm aware.
Yes.
I'm aware of Cata Up and all those people down there. All right. Okay, Pete. So we got some news to tell the people, I guess, Thank you for the baseball fanatics also allowing me to just share. They just let me share. Thank you so much. All right, Pink. You got some big news. I know this is the time of season, y'all. The sports is a little low. NBA is over with. Our Carolina Kings won their first championship in 20 years, almost 30.
Mhm.
Shout out to the
Yes.
Canes. Y'all were the
Yes,
reason why I could not
ma'am.
fly into Charlotte or Raleigh at a reasonable cost. So I had to drive and I needed to really fly because I had major assignment to do. And the tickets were astronomical. And I could not figure out for the life of me, Pink, why the tickets were so high. In my mind, I was like, oh, they probably they are not playing in Raleigh. And I had the schedule completely jacked up. They were playing in Raleigh, and then they were doing the parade as well. So nobody could get in or out of North Carolina at any of the airports at a reasonable cost. They can now that everything is simmered down a
Calm
little bit.
down.
But what a big game for these guys. How was the energy there in Charlotte? Because I know they're not far apart. So, the projection is this is a Carolina year. They talked about the fact that the Panthers made the playoffs for the first time in
Mhm.
literally a decade. You got the ACC teams that advanced, especially Duke, go Duke, my Duke boys,
Duke,
and then
NC.
it's UNC Tar Heels just lost their baseball game, but they were up there pretty high. And then you got the Canes, and then
Yeah.
Charlotte Hornets was doing their thing.
Yes.
And so, great things are even on the horizon, even more. So, how was the energy there in Charlotte?
In the Queen City, the energy was fantastic. Raleigh, I think, is about a 2.5 hour drive, and there was definitely a lot of Canes fans. Shout out to the Carolina Hurricanes for that win, that trophy, the
Yeah.
Stanley Cup. That is awesome. And I know that at least three of those players were on the Winter Olympics team that won the gold medal too. So
Mhm.
remember, three of the Hurricanes team members were on the Olympic team that won the gold medal in hockey during the Winter Olympics. So it's a sweet Carolina. It's a sweet Carolina month here. It's been a lot going on. So congratulations to the team. I know we've got a lot of super fans for the Hurricanes. So shout out to all the super fans and the fans of the Hurricanes who really just, yeah.
Girl,
I
I was trying to find that button. I was like, why can't I see this button?
I can't even imagine how they feel having won that national title. So we've been to the Super Bowl, but we've never won a Super Bowl. So shout out to
Oh,
all of the fans and congratulations on that
yes,
as
yes,
well. Other than that, I know I wanted to make sure you guys are aware of the Charlotte Crown, which is the Charlotte women's
yes,
basketball team coming
yes.
from the Upshot League. It is a super rising, elite, talented group of young ladies that play for the team, and they have a wonderful fan fest. They had their debut in May of 2026, so went to
Mm.
that and enjoyed it. It was really good. It was really live. It was a really good family oriented event, and a lot of the time when I go to those games, it's just super exciting and energetic. I love seeing
Oh,
women's
you did? Oh,
basketball.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
hmm so with the Upshot League, we've got the Jacksonville Waves, the Savannah Steel, the Charlotte Crown, and the Greensboro Groove. So between the
Oh,
four teams, they actually play each other, and it's a long season. I think they go out all the way until mid-September. So
okay.
shout out to the Charlotte Crown and all the young women of the Upshot League, just full of positivity, opportunity, and passion. And so I'm just so excited that we have not our first women's basketball team, mind you, but good enough for us to go and enjoy some women's basketball.
Now, and that's the other thing. The Canes owner was speaking about now that the Canes have done this thing because they always kind of have this adage that Charlotte is the baby Atlanta. Atlanta's the baby New York, Charlotte is the baby Atlanta. And so now they're saying, okay, we're ready for a Major League Baseball team. In my heart, I'm
Mhm.
like, man, I've been brave so long, and so have a lot of Carolinians. We don't know how that's going to work out. Guess we'll just love both teams. But they
Yeah.
tried it years ago with the Durham Bulls. They thought that team was going to, kind of climb up from the farm league status and go up a little bit bigger than what it was. And it didn't quite hit the level of success that they thought it was. But, it said it's not totally off the table now. So I know that Greensboro, you mentioned them with this women's soccer team. They also
Yeah.
have the Greensboro Swarm. They're trying to get a
Mhm.
lot of professional teams in the triad area there, Raleigh, Durham, Greensboro, Charlotte, Queen
Mhm.
City, saturated in the central triad area of the state in the western part of North Carolina. And I mean, it's very interesting and entertaining. You want to be able to keep people engaged. And unfortunately, I think a lot of things kind of took a back seat with the planning because of this unprecedented natural disaster that the
Mhm.
Western Carolina suffered with that hurricane that was nowhere near that area, but because of the amount of rain that
Mhm.
went through the mountains. They are still in rebuild mode. I was up near Chimney Rock last year, and a lot of the roads was impassable. Like they
Right.
still, I was like, oh, there's no way it's still impassable. So I was gonna drive up there. I had Lawson with me. We literally got to a point that they had it shut down, and we had gotten all the way up, like up the mountain, and then all of a sudden it's like, nope, it's still shut down. I was like, that is unnatural and
Yeah,
unprecedented. Would even think that
definitely.
something like that would happen.
Yeah, it was definitely devastating. I've had some clients on my caseload that were caught up in the middle of that. So I hope that all of the survivors of the hurricane back then are doing well. And yeah, we're trying to do it up here with the sports. I don't want to forget about the Carolina Ascent FC, which is the
Yeah.
Carolina Ascent women's soccer team. They are
Yes,
going
all
on their
sports
third
here. That's what we're
season.
talking about on here. People that are coming in. I saw someone just said, "What is this? Sports podcast?" So welcome.
Ladies' night. It's ladies' night tonight.
Yes.
Prim proper, pink and pretty, Pink Fanfur and Company live from the studio.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, so shout out to the Carolina Ascent FC. They just completed their second season and they're starting their third season in August. And I wanted to say shout out to them because they actually made it to the equivalent of the Super Bowl in I guess what we call it,
Wow.
the big game where you actually win the
Yeah.
trophy title. They played Lexington, Kentucky, and of course they came home with the L, but it's hard to make it to the championship game. But anyway,
Oh,
shout out to the young ladies of that team. And I really enjoy going to those games because it's so family oriented. It's so exciting, a lot of energy. I wanted to say also too, shout out to Kevin Weicker, who is also the official Carolina Reaper for the
oh,
Carolina Ascent. And yeah, it was him who got me into it. So, and I appreciate that. I
oh,
appreciate women's sports, guys. Support women's sports. Support women's sport. And
it's an
yeah,
adage.
so
Support
a lot of
women's
stuff
sports.
going on. We've got the WNBA. They're heating up. And
Yeah, the big
of
thing
course,
is Angel Reese being here in Atlanta, and I mean, she has brought all the rappers out. Lotto was out there. Your
mhm.
girl was there.
Yeah.
Coach Dawn Staley was out there. Pink.
It was a South Carolina women's basketball reunion. And I want to say,
Yes, they
shout out to, you know, the Barbie, the
they
Bayou Barbie. She's
yes,
bringing a lot of
Bayou
attention.
Barbie. They
Also, she's
pushed
great.
they had Caresha Shields out there. They pushed her out the way because of the pictures. They were like, "Listen, you're not from the A, and this is all the A." And then I guess Dawn was out there, so there's that. But yeah, she had Angel out there, Lotto the rapper.
Mhm.
There was a few other people that were out there, but they were just showing everybody that was coming out for Bayou Barbie now in the A. First she was
Right,
in the Sky because she was with the Chicago Sky. Now she's
right.
down here with the Dream, so I guess she's a Dream Angel now. So
She's
there
the
you
dream
go.
angel. And
Yeah,
let me
so
tell you, you know
Angel, if
that
you see this, there you go. That's
the
your new name.
the Atlanta Dream is one of my newest teams simply because of the South Carolina team. You guys got so many South Carolina women's basketball champions on there, but Atlanta Dream is leading the Eastern Conference in the women's basketball. So
Absolutely.
they got
Yep.
an all-star team over there with Tahina Pow, Alicia Gray, Ocott from South Carolina, and then of course you
Mhm.
said, Angel Reese, the Bayou Barbie. So I hope they continue to lead the Eastern Conference because last year they actually went to the playoffs and then they got cut back. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping and pulling through for the Dream, and in the
They
Western
came and got
Conference,
them.
you got the first place, which is the Minnesota Lynx women, and then a close
Yes.
second is Las Vegas Aces with powerhouse Asia Wilson.
Yes. Yes. Asia is doing it. Speaking
Another
of
South
Pink,
Carolina women's basketball champion.
yes.
Had to mention
Now,
that.
so before we started, we were like, oh, we don't know what we're going to talk about. When you think about Asia these days, you got to think about Bam Adebayo, her boyfriend down there with the Miami Heat. And if anybody's been living under a rock, there
Right.
has been a huge dynamic trade in the NBA involving Bam getting some very efficient assistance. This literally took several of the Heat's players. It looked like they just got rid of the Heat. Tyler Hero, all of those guys down there from Miami got moved out of there for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Of all people, Giannis is now going to the Miami Heat. We're gonna take a quick break
What?
here. Pink and I will be right back. We'll pick up right here with this big Giannis trade because it was a shocker. You guys grab your favorite drink and snack. Pink and I will be right back.
Right back.
All right, welcome back to the second half. All right, welcome back to the show. I got kicked out of my own podcast, Pink. Golly.
Man, what is going on?
I was like, where did she go? All right, we're back. We are back. And not only did I get kicked out, but Pink, all of the images just erased. So
Oh goodness.
it's okay.
Got-
At least we got them done. And there's that. So welcome everybody back.
Gotta love technology.
Yes, I'd be like, this is straight trash. StreamYard, do better. You were charging way too
Please.
much for these type of
Please do better,
issues.
StreamYard. Lord.
Right. Yard. Let me just go see if there's a yard of stream instead of StreamYard. All right. So when we left off, Pink, we were talking about this big blockbuster news. We're talking NBA news, y'all, and I'm welcoming my girl back, Pink FANFUR, the beautiful Pink, pretty, passionate Panthers fan. Okay, I got all the P's I could, and she's also a parent. Okay, parent
Yeah.
to Crystal and a G parent and to Crims. So I got
Yeah.
everything in there.
Mhm.
So big. This is, I mean, this NBA news. This was an earthquake. This is kind of the equivalent to when we saw bigger trades. I think, and so in 2025, I remember being in Hawaii. It was when the Kevin Durant trade went down, and people were
That was
floored.
shocking.
People were floored. I remember being in Hawaii and it popped up on the screen. I was like, people play too much. I thought, I had been partying. I wasn't, in the right mind. I just knew this was a big joke. I was
I
like,
thought it was crazy.
yeah, I was like, these Hawaiians play too much. There's no way this is really happening. And then I went on my phone. I was like, oh my God, it really is. But this was another
Mhm.
equivalent to this, right alongside the 2026 NBA draft, Pink.
Yep.
Just wrapped up their second
Mhm.
round tonight, as a matter of fact, of drafts. This is
Mhm.
a generational blockbuster. Giannis Antetokounmpo to the Miami Heat, one of the biggest superstar trades in NBA history. And I'm talking about the funny thing about this, Pink,
That's crazy.
was once he got traded, they said the Celtics was in, like, so many teams were putting together trade packages. The Celtics were trying to get rid of Jalen Brown. I don't want to say get rid of. They were going to trade him, plus a whole bunch of other people. And I guess Miami beat everybody to the punch because this is the biggest trade in NBA history. The Milwaukee Bucks, who drafted Giannis, officially traded him. He was two-time MVP winner, and Bobby Portis, not just Giannis. Bobby Portis, both of them went to the Miami Heat. And Pat Riley, good old Pat Riley, former Lakers coach from way back in the Kobe and Shaq days. He's the one that is to credit for this deal going through, beating out the late night push of the Celtics, who I told you were being super competitive. Now, this is the crazy thing, at least to me, of everything that Miami gave up to get Giannis and Bobby Portis.
Mhm.
They're getting them. They gave up Tyler Hero. Everybody knows he's been with the Heat for a while. Even when LeBron James was there that last spin, he was there. Tyler Hero's been with the Heat for a while. Jameer Jaquez Jr., Khalid Ware is also gone. Kasparis Jukanas, and they're getting a number 13 pick in this draft. And they also get an unprotected first round pick in 2031,
Mm.
2033, and 2030. First round pick swap and 2033 second round pick. So for those who don't know, what unprotected first round pick is basically, say they pick their number one pick and then they pick their second pick, and the second pick is really bigger than the first pick. Then Milwaukee has the opportunity to say, nope, we don't want your first pick. We want your second pick because it's not protected. So it's not a guarantee that they're going to accept that first round pick. But these dudes have banked this up for the next 8 years, 8 or 9 years. All the way up to 2033 is substantial, with 7 years. My math is a little off.
Wow.
Um, but they're getting big picks, other big trades, and then we'll go back and talk about that Giannis one, Pink. Uh, the T Wolves, the Minnesota T Wolves just sent Julius Randle to Brooklyn to the Nets. The Minnesota Timberwolves, another multiplayer shakeup with them. The Nets are gonna get Julius Randle, and they're getting the draft rights to Joshua Jefferson, who was the number 28 pick during this draft. And the Chicago Bulls, I still don't know what they have to do with it, but they are getting Nick Claxton from Brooklyn in this complete trade. And then Minnesota is now going to receive Mamadou Gaye from Chicago
Mhm.
and
Ah.
2026 second round number 33 pick through Brooklyn. I'm gonna pause there because there's a whole bunch of other trades going on. Let's back up a little bit and get your perspective on this whole Giannis. I was absolutely floored.
Well, first of all, since we're talking about the NBA, and then I'll talk about Giannis, shout out to all the New Yorkers who
Oh
took
God.
over and won the title, New York Knicks. I knew that the Knicks was gonna take the title anyway, but,
Really?
since my other team, Golden State wasn't in there, I knew that the
Yeah,
Knicks was gonna take the title. Yeah.
I'm gonna go to state too because of Steph.
Look, what did Jalen Brunson wasn't trying to have that, okay? You get over here to the playoffs, he wasn't trying to have that. He was gonna win that title.
His daddy didn't.
A lot going on, so exciting, a lot of title games. But yeah, the guy, the Giannis, I want to say his name right. Such a wild trade. Like, never would thought he would leave. Like, now
He's
he's
been the
Miami,
face.
right?
Yes, he's been the face of that franchise for so long.
So hard to even picture him in a Miami Heat jersey.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'll be watching the Miami Heat.
For Giannis,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course.
I guess it's just, I try to be, I like Golden State when they
Mhm.
had the Splash Brothers, when it was Jordan Poole and Klay
Yes,
Thompson
they
and
had
Steph Curry. And they have
triple.
not been the same since
No,
they let your boy beat up on everybody and split up the team, and he's still there. But Steph is
they
still
were a
trying to
triple
hold
threat.
on. Yeah, I only root for them because of Steph because he's from the Carolinas. Other than that, I don't care about the West at all.
Yeah, Steph Curry, Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, my top 3, and they had a triple threat there when they were winning. And lately, they just been after they went and let them go their separate ways, and of course, they had the other guy. What was his name? He went to the Nets. The
Uh,
He
so
came for a season, I think, and then he went to the Nets.
I'm about to say Kyrie, but it is not Kyrie. I cannot
Yeah,
think.
it's on the tip of my
Um,
tongue, but
I'll tell you in a minute.
after they disbanded, they went to heck in a handbasket.
They really did. They really did. I was just like, what is happening here? I mean, talk about a dried up pool. There was no splash left anywhere with Golden
Mm,
State.
no. I mean, Steph Curry is one of the main reasons why I only watch it.
I don't know. I don't know what to say about Golden State. They've not been formidable for a little bit of time at all. Let's see. There was a I don't know. It's so weird. They're saying that right now that the Warriors who are picking number 11 was simultaneously trying to play both sides, talking with Charlotte of all people about trading down from number 11 to acquire a multiple first round picks 14 and 18 to try to back up Steph. So it's so funny we're talking about him. But this is exactly like what happened before. Let me see. I mean, if you think about it though, like what can we even expect from the Heat now that they've literally given up so many of their front center for this one player? But he's gonna be down there with Bam though.
It's gonna be
And
that one player playing, and it looks like they're gonna have to start from scratch, and I just expect for them to be a brand new team for the most part. They all gotta get together and gel and meet each other and then create this, they gotta create a battle rhythm together. So I really don't know what to expect other than a new team on a new regime with a new mission, with a superstar,
oh
but he
yeah,
can't be the only one playing.
yeah, it's a setup for now what they could have done was gotten, our boy Cooper Flag, who is the number one rookie right now. Shout out Duke. Cooper Flag was everything they expected him to be out there with the Mavericks. Now, give him another year and he's going to be where he needs to be. But when Jordan Poole, to back up a little bit, when he left the Warriors, that was in 2023.
That hurt.
And that was a massive trade as well because this you're talking about probably when they got rid of Chris Paul. He was briefly with Washington, then he went to the Suns, then he went
Yeah.
around, but Golden State got him in the process
Mhm.
with a trade with the Wizards involving Jordan Poole, Ryan Rollins, and then they got all these protected drafts that they're still getting from them all the way up through 2030. So that trade didn't go unnoticed. And it was a dysfunctional team that year. That incident with Draymond Green slapping Jordan
Draymond.
Poole was the trigger that started everything. And it was a domino effect. Matter of fact, he didn't slap him, he punched him. And Steve Kerr was just all over the place trying to get everybody together, and it was just horrible. Steve Kerr was quoted um, and told basically the media after the trade that after that incident happened, it dismantled the entire team. That the chemistry with the team was never the same anymore. So
No.
my thing, I was livid about it. My thing was get rid of what's that?
Draymond.
Yeah, get rid of Draymond Green. He is
Draymond Green has been the problem.
but they wouldn't get rid of him. And instead, you're getting rid of 20 other people that really were playing well. And the proof has been there. The fact that you let him stay on this team and he is not, and they have not won anything later is exactly my proof.
You still on the team, and now you've got everybody scattered. You've got Steph Curry and him, the two that's been of the Fab 5 or 6 that they had. And lately, I think it was last year, they got near the playoffs, but then they got beat and they didn't go into the playoffs. So it's been a while. And it's like I said, the only reason why I watch it is because of Steph Curry. That's it. Davidson University. Shout out to Steph Curry. He loves the Panthers too, just saying.
Right there. Yes. Yes, right there in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, but this move is a big move. What did you watch? I know you gave a shout out to the Knicks. What in the world do you think happened to the Spurs? I mean, everybody said they were a young team. Wemby just was more lanky than I ever saw him. He cost a pivotal game 3 when he bumped into, I can't remember the player's name, but it might have been Jalen Brunson. Bumped into him right with the last possession, made them lose possession. They could have won the game. They lost by 1 point. I mean, it was a close call. And a lot of people, Pink, are saying that it's just the fact that this Spurs team was not the mature team that we thought they were going to be. And had OKC advanced like everybody thought they were, OKC would have won the title again. Like they would have hands down won the title. And nobody wanted to see that. Everybody wanted the Thunder gone. And we would have rooted for the Knicks in that instance. But typical New Yorker fans, just when I wanted to, give them props, because I got family there. My grandfather is from there. Like, I don't have no beef against them. And like I said, like my people is in New York, but a lot of them are Nets fans. They're from Brooklyn, and there is a big difference. And so a lot of people been bandwagoning the Knicks now that they won, but y'all been trashing them, talking about y'all like the Nets, this, that, and the third. Now y'all want to turn up with Alicia Keys and everybody else in New York and bring out your orange and blue heart.
Exactly. Like, yeah, the only reason why I rooted for the Knicks was because I didn't know anybody on the Spurs team. I used to know people on the Spurs team, and I was just rooting for them because I got people in New York too. I would have been okay if it would have been the Nets as well, but I don't know. I didn't know anybody on the team, so I really can't even kind of explain what happened. And the thing is, I guess in any playoff games, when you're in any playoff game, it doesn't really matter what sport it is, which anything can happen, as we've seen in so many different sports arenas. When teams get into the playoffs and you look at what they're doing, I mean, you're like, especially when they get into like a playoff game, but also not only that, a championship game, they get all the way to the top to the championship game, and then you're like, what team is this?
What team is this?
What team is this? And like that just going back to the South Carolina women's basketball team with the GOAT, Dawn State. I was so disappointed in that they made it all the way to the championship. They were poised to win that game, but it's kind of like that when you get all the way to the championship and then you lose. It's devastating.
It's a heartbreaker. It is a heartbreaker. I remember feeling sick when the Rams won that second matchup with us. I literally have a new hate for the Rams. I never even thought nothing about them until this season because we ran through them, when it counted. And then they were,
like, what team is this?
But this is the reason why a part of me, once I got through there, got through like the playoffs and things like that, I wanted to root for the Spurs because there were a lot of guys from the Spurs that were from the Atlanta, Georgia area. Devin Vassell was born in Suwanee, Georgia. You know that area, Pink. You got people out there, Suwanee, north of Atlanta, about 40 miles north. His hometown was from Peachtree Ridge High School in Gwinnett County, where his jersey has been retired. He was that good. He came out of Florida State and became the cornerstone for the Spurs. And of course, My guy Stephon Castle, we saw him all over the court. Rookie guard from Covington, Georgia, right here southeast of Atlanta, about 40 miles.
Mhm.
He graduated from Newton High School, went to Master Success, and won a championship with none other than UConn. So this dude is the truth.
The
This
truth
dude
sound
is
like
the
it.
truth. And and
All the
then
more reason why you would root for him. Yeah.
all the more reason why you root, because those two guys were from here in the metro area within a 50-mile
Mhm.
radius, and so to see those two guys, I ain't know, I don't know if anybody on the Knicks was from the A. They didn't talk about it. They just talked about, people in Atlanta was rooting for the Spurs. But then as if it was a slap in the face, Pink, there was some groups
Mhm.
that literally they have, these little Facebook groups, Knicks fans in Atlanta, blah, blah, blah. Like we have Panthers fans in Atlanta. But
Mhm.
they literally were saying they were gonna throw a parade downtown in a city that has their own NBA team, and y'all were the team that eliminated them. Are you kidding me? How disrespectful. Do you think
Yeah.
Atlanta folks were not going to allow you to come marching downtown or anywhere? I was like, I guess y'all better meet up at a parking lot, but you're not going to be allowed to come through the streets of the A with that mess.
They weren't not gonna have that. That there would have been a riot up in there.
Yeah, people started putting signs up on their restaurants. Like, I don't know if
Wow.
it wasn't Chick-fil-A, it was another reputable establishment, Sonic or something like that. They had put up on their signage, outside, like their advertising said, no Knicks fans allowed. Like these people were not playing with them. Like, don't bring that mess down here. And so, there was such a commotion in one of our group chats, with me, Fern, James, and B. um, James, of course, is Pelicans fan because he's from New Orleans. Brian is, from Detroit, so he's
Mhm.
Pistons fan. I teeter between Atlanta and Charlotte because I'm like, maybe the better team win. But if it was the Falcons, it's a wrap. No, it's Panthers all day. But I would much rather Charlotte win because that still is home. And then Kevin,
Sweet
who's in there,
Carolina.
absolutely. He roots for the Hawks here as well. But Fern has notably, for like, we've been in this group chat for a couple of years now, has notably said, middle finger to the Knicks. I'm Brooklyn all day. I'm Brooklyn Nets. I mean, we had the screenshots loaded.
Mhm.
As
Mm.
soon as the Knicks won, oh, it was yeah, we're gonna turn out there. And so everybody in the group, James is one of these people that will like solidly call you out. He just everybody was like, what? Wait a minute. He's like, it's still New York. I said, y'all, listen, that's like Carolina and Duke for me. If Carolina wins and Duke don't, I'm not gonna still say, oh, it's still Carolina. No, I wanted Duke to win. Like, that's good for them, but I'm not turning up with them because that's not my team. And you have specifically said middle finger to the Knicks. So you should not be. And he was so mad. I didn't even realize he left the group chat. And so, Fern, if you're watching, I don't know what happened, but I went back to try to piece it together. They had been all going back and forth, and I thought he knew it was all in fun, but they were putting his screenshots up there when he was talking about celebrating. They were like, we don't know how you could celebrate now because this is what we have on record that you said middle finger to the Knicks. So, and you're so Brooklyn. So we're confused. But I get it. It's New York, and this is what New Yorkers do. They are loud and out of control. And I know I'm the same way, even in the South. I could be country and loud because if it was the
Loud
Panthers,
and proud.
I'm still gonna do it. But it was so many bandwagoners. Y'all done came out here about Falcon stuff, done about Hawk stuff, everything. Living in Atlanta, been living here 20 years, and will
Mm,
not
mm,
root
mm.
for your own team. But as soon as they
Wow.
win, oh, we so New York. So at least with me, I'm Panthers all day, every day while I live here. If the Falcons or the Hawks happen to do something, kudos to them. But I'm not running around. Now I do have some Hawk stuff. I'm not running around here and no Falcon stuff, period. And I got Brave stuff. But yeah, I mean, I asked my sister, Anissa, Pearson's mom. She's in the sports a little bit, not a whole lot, but she tries to support me. And I asked her because I knew she didn't really have, a dog in a fight. I said, "How would you feel um if a team tried to have a parade in another city?" She was like, "Why would they have a parade?" And she was like, "Who are you talking about?" I said, "Let me
Mhm.
get out. I want a real opinion. And I know you're going to give it to me. I don't want to give you all the facts." I said, "Say, for instance, I don't know what two cities I gave her, but I said, those two cities both have a professional team. And the other city has so many people that live there from the other team that they decided they're going to have a parade." She was like, "Why would they not go back in their own city and have it?" I
Mhm.
said, "Okay, you've made my point." And then I told her, I said, "It's in Atlanta. There's a lot of New Yorkers here." And it is. It really is a lot of New Yorkers.
That's
And
transplants.
yeah, but I told that this is what I said in the chat. Atlanta is a hub of a lot of different cities. And there have
That
been
part.
cities, and this is when the conversation probably took a left because once I said this, it was a fact and it was no arguing to it. It was like Atlanta is a hub of a lot of different cities. There have been several thousands of people that have lived here for years before that their teams have won championships in other cities, and they have never said they were going to have a celebration in Atlanta. And I said, anybody that said they're going to have a celebration in another city is low to the earth. That's what I said. I said they are low to the earth,
Mhm.
like Paul Wall said, people feeling hurt. I said because that is the ultimate disrespect. And then I thought about it later on, like, and it's the team that eliminated them. That is a slap in the face. This this is the equivalent when New Orleans got eliminated from the Super Bowl against the Rams, in the NFC divisional back in 2018,
Wow, yeah. Mhm.
17,
Mm.
2017. Because it's always when I'm overseas, and I'll just be like, this cannot be happening. I was in Puerto Vallarta and the game came on, and I saw there was something went down with Drew Brees, blah, 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 and they lost that game. These Saints fans sent out petitions and everything. They had petitions going on Facebook. Sign here if you think we should get a rematch. We were cheated. We
Oh,
were
come
cheated.
on.
The Super Bowl was
Really?
in Atlanta that year. It was the first year they were in the new stadium. And these Saints fans, because a lot of them did move down here during Katrina, they put a big billboard up right above the Mercedes Benz that said, "We were robbed. Enjoy the Super Bowl. We should have been here." Saints in their rival city. And I was just like, I got kicked out of 2 NFC South groups for what I said. I said, that is the ultimate disrespect. I said,
Wow.
you guys running around here with this sympathy ring y'all got, and you want to try to say y'all should. They were like, "What do you mean sympathy ring?" And all I did was put a little whirly emoji that looked like a hurricane, and I got kicked out the group. But and then they screenshot me and showed me where they were like, "No Katrina talk." I said, "I ain't even say Katrina. I just said y'all got a sympathy ring. Everybody felt bad for y'all. Have y'all been back? There you go, sympathy ring. You had Drew Brees and you never went back. Sympathy
Correct.
ring."
Correct.
And I said, at least when the Panthers lost, we didn't send out no petition throughout the whole NFL trying to get people to sign and get the lead to check. Come on, y'all.
That's just all an entitlement issue.
Same
You know.
equivalent. But yeah,
Yeah.
Pink. But yeah. So, what's
Well,
your final thoughts on that? On the on everything? You probably like,
I
oh,
mean, the final thoughts on that is like, yeah, of course, there's definitely a lot of transplants in the A. There's a lot of transplants everywhere. There's a lot of transplants in New York. Shoot, a lot of those
yeah,
people
and Charlotte. A
in
lot
New
of people
York,
be coming to
Charlotte, they're not
Charlotte.
even from here. They're from everywhere else. So yeah, I can see why they would want to have a parade, but yeah, it would be disrespectful. That's my thoughts on that. And I wouldn't think of a better way to end the show than talking about the Panthers, the Carolina
Yay!
Panthers. I don't know if you know it. I mean, it's hot. It's summertime. It's the
So
20,
hot.
summertime just hit on the 21st. It is hot, 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 hot. It's scorching in the South. It's
Been
scorching
hot since
everywhere, probably. But
April.
in the Carolinas, girl, it is getting Bryce cold in the
Bryce
Carolinas.
Cole.
It's getting Bryce cold because our QB1, as you well know, Bryce Young, roll tide, roll tide, roll tide, national title with Alabama Crimson Tide, #1 pick in 2023.
Oh,
He
tight.
was listed as number 98 among the top 100 players in the NFL. Congratulations,
Yes,
Bryce.
yes, yes.
It's getting Bryce cold.
Yeah, Bryce is that dude.
I'm telling you.
Mhm.
Bryce, baby, if you listening, congratulations, my brother. Congratulations to
Absolutely.
you and your family. And just a real quick draft. What do you think about the draft class of the 2026? We had a show with the schedule release and the draft pick. We had, of course, we met at the welcome walk.
I
First round
saw
pick,
that.
19 OT Monroe Freeling.
I
He
saw
told us we were going to
that.
the
I
Super
was like,
Bowl.
oh, that's what I be hating. I
Mhm.
don't live in Charlotte because you be having all
Yeah.
the stuff. Be.
Got the wide receiver Chris Brazel, DT Lee Hunter, cornerback Will Lee the third, Sam Heck, safety Zaki Wheatley, and linebacker Jackson Kuwat. So great draft class. I think we got some really good additions, some good help for Bryce in the pocket. And I just want to say this. I know you want to congratulate Jalen Coker. Shout out to him and his family. He clutched a $35 million
Yes,
extension for the next 3 years until
I was so happy.
2029.
I immediately text his dad. For y'all that remember, I had Pop Coker on a while back. I immediately text him. I was like, I am so proud, and he got engaged. And
Yes, he
I
got
was like, look
engaged.
at all the stuff that Jalen is doing. I'm
Jalen is
so happy
grown.
for the whole family. And so yeah, shout out to the Cokers. I call them the J
Yeah.
Coker. Everybody got a J name.
We
All of
cokeheads around here. We cokeheads, and I don't know if you know this, but Xavier Leggett, the wide receiver that we took in a couple of years ago in the number one in the first round, took his teammates on a trail ride in Mullins, South Carolina. And I thought it was a great bonding opportunity for him because he knows he cannot have another season like 2025. So he's doing his redemption thing.
yeah, literally.
Excel.
I literally saw that and I was just like, blow the whistle.
It was
I was
funny. It was
like, I hope he puts as much time and effort as he is in these bonding
Mhm.
moments. What's up,
Yeah.
Purple? She back again. What's up, Purple Yoli? Uh, I hope he puts it much because I know where Mullins is. It's
Yes.
literally like you could spit from stoplight to stoplight and you're done with the town.
I don't
Like I
even
used
think there's one stoplight.
it's so small. My grandfather
Other
used to do gospel meetings there as a Church of Christ minister. And we used to
other
go to Mullins all the time. There is
a lot of
literally,
farms and that's where he's from, Holland, South Carolina. And
yeah.
so anyway, hopefully he will have a better season for 25. Carolina Panthers kicks off the 2026 season Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio
I
against the
will be there.
Cardinals. Hall of Fame game gonna be in
So
prime time.
excited against the
And
Arizona Cardinals.
Luke Kuechly will be Hall of Fame inducted.
Luke, Luke.
Carolina Panthers is all over the map.
All over the map. All
Yeah.
over the map. He is
Looking
the
forward to it. Looking
the
forward to the
battery.
season. Excited. They start training camp in a couple of weeks. We've got the Fan Fest coming up early August, and it's just a lot going on, like you said, and we're loving it. It's exciting around here. The energy is amazing.
I'm excited because I know you're gonna be going live and doing clips and stuff. And I'm just like, I
Mhm.
can't get there.
Yeah, you got to get here to. You got to get here to at least 1 or 2 games.
I'm gonna get there for the games. I've already redone my PSLs and stuff. It's just
Okay.
I can't be there for all the activities. I will say this. I do plan on being barred in North Carolina and Georgia, so that way I can split my time.
Okay.
So I'll be looking to probably get like a little small house or something somewhere near there so that I could be in between two cities once I'm done and working with school and stuff like that. That's the plan. I could be closer to family, closer to getting to see my Panthers. Pearson's in Charlotte. She's probably going to stay in Charlotte even after she graduates. She's already said that that's her city. So we may be able to pull her on back over to when she used to love the Panthers as our first youngest, our first baby Pantherette when we first started
That'd
the
be
group. So
great.
it'd be great. And so we're trying to definitely get there. Pink, as we get ready to close out, tell us how to find you again for those who just came on and started to join us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been great. We had a lot of fun. Prim, proper, pink, and pretty. And you
Yeah.
can find your girl Pink Fanfur at Pink Fanfur. That's it. PINKFANFUR on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And I'm supposed to be starting my TikTok channel. So I will have my TikTok channel up before the season starts. So at Pink Fanfur, you can follow me over there. And I appreciate your support. Support women's sports.
Absolutely. And I know Krim got a little YouTube she's starting. I've
Yep.
been talking to you about TikTok for about a year now, so I'm gonna be waiting. You
She
probably
has
saw
a
me take a
TikTok
deep breath.
page. It's called at Crims CRMMSPAWZNVIBES. Crims Pause in Vibes on
Oh, that's
TikTok.
cute.
I
That's
just
so
put it in
cute.
the
Maybe
chat.
her and Lawson can do a little couple of bits together.
So
Um,
yeah, that'd be great.
yeah, she's got to meet him. Oh, here it is. Krim's Pause Vibes. Pause and Vibes right there, guys. And yeah, so Pink, and then tell us how to find your show. Here's
Our
Krim.
show, Superfan Thursday, every Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. A show for superfans by superfans, and we get them on our special guests that come on and talk about their journeys of being fans.
Absolutely. That's awesome. And so Crims and Pink, thank you for joining us tonight. I think Lawson, I hear him snoring. So he was on earlier, everybody. We're just gonna make sure we get you guys. It's so good to have you on, Pink, as
Thank you.
always. Thank you, everybody, for coming on, saying hello. If you are not seeing the red indicator, we are no longer live, but we were live, and this will be an encore presentation on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is in the regular slot of Pink show, the Carolina Panthers super fan show that she has, Pink Fanfur and Company, as she
Superfan
says,
Thursday.
Super Fan Thursday, Pretty Pink Fanfur and Company. I like to say it that way. Pink, thank you so much for always coming on. Looking forward to the next time. See you in Crim soon, and everybody, you all have an amazing night.
Thank you. Keep pounding, baby.
Keep pounding, always.